Hey guys, how you doing? Coach Mitch here. Let's talk today about the ACE event for Secret Service. The ACE event is designed to cut off 120 days from the actual process of getting you through to become a Secret Service agent. That's all it is. It's nothing more than that. When you get the invite for ACE, keep yourself humble, both feet on the ground, because the ACE event, the ACE selection just means that they see potential in you. It doesn't mean they think you're ready. It just means they see potential in you. Because in the Secret Service super interview for the Secret Service, they're going to look for heavy indicators of you being able to handle the job. So what do I mean by that? Well, they're going to look at judgment, emotional maturity, communication style, protector mindset, emotional control. These things you must be able to iterate at your interview with ease, as if you understand what it was before you even met these 2 or 3 people in front of you. Now, I've coached this for over 7.5 years. I know what they want to hear. I know how the process works. You got to bring your AAA game to this interview process. Do not confuse the invitation with an approval, or you're going to get hammered pretty hard. Number 2 is this. You have to train not for answers. I don't teach my people to train for answers. I teach them to train for pressure. This is why last year I had 58 candidates, all 58 made it past the super interview. January I had 12 candidates, all 12 made it past. February 9, all 9 made it past. Last month I had 14 made it past. I have a 97.3% pass rate for my clients who go through the super interview training with me. Now, when I say to you about you don't train for answers, you train for pressure, I intentionally put pressure on you throughout the interview process because that's what they're going to bring to your table. They're going to bring to you questions that may sound cold. They're going to be neutral for sure, this panel. They're going to be unreadable. So you can't look at them for any kind of positive indicators of your answers. They're not going to give you that. That comes in the prep time before you find yourself in front of this panel. I teach my clients over and over again. Now, you guys all know who have been through my program. I call it my torture time, because my torture time means that I'm going to have you repeat an answer to me 2, 3, 4 times. Our answers are paragraphs. They're not one sentence, right? They're paragraphs. We're going to let your competitors answer in one sentence and be gone. But you're going to answer in paragraphs that understand the mission of Secret Service. This panel too is going to be emotionally flat. They're not going to show you anything. And the reason why, for a couple of things. For one, they're not vested in you yet. You're just there to see if you have what it takes. They have no real interest in you at that time, nor are they going to show any real investment in you either, because, well, you're new. Why should they? Number 2 is this. The panel cannot score what they cannot hear. So a lot of times when I have my clients in my coaching program, I'll ask a couple questions, right? Now, I read their resume, I know what skills they bring. However, they have a hard time iterating their skill set to me. Therefore, I know they're going to have a hard time repeating this skill sets to the panel. Therefore, in my coaching program, I teach you how to strongly advertise yourself for the Secret Service motto, Secret Service mission, what they want to hear. This is how we do my coaching program, because when you get in front of them, you only got one shot. You have to make that one shot count to go on in the process for Secret Service, okay? Number 3 is this. The word impossible is something you must be ready for. So what do I mean by that? Well, you're not going to have the possibility of smiles, reactions, hey man, you're doing really good, none of that stuff. You're going to sometimes have the interruptions. Now, in a civilian interview, that's impossible. It never happens. In a Secret Service interview, there's a possibility it's going to happen. I train you for that. Another thing too, just because you answer a question doesn't mean there's going to be follow-up questions to your answer. My clients already know this. I'm asking 4 or 5 questions to your one answer, because I want you to be ready for any kind of extra answers that might, any kind of extra questions that might come your way. I want you to be prepared. This is what I call a torture phase. You repeat the answer, I ask you a question here, I ask you here, I get you ready. The super interview is a serious thing. You cannot play it lightly. You must understand what's going on here. Because also, while you're answering questions, they may probe deeper on your questions, on your answers, they may redirect on your answers, they may challenge your answers, and we cannot have vaguity. We cannot have vague logic in your answers. All that stuff I take out. There's no time for that. We have to be serious about the answers when we're up there in front of this panel. You got 2 or 3 people up there who are going to interview you, right? Maybe for half an hour you're there, and that's all the time you get. So you have to show strong at one time and one time only, right? So another thing too, a lot of guys kind of confuse. No, not kind of. They do confuse. They get into this hero mentality with me when they're answering questions. Now, they don't care about that. You're not going to press this panel with these heroic type answers. They don't want to hear that. Quiet guardian is how you should be thinking about yourself, right? For the essay. Uniform division is different because you guys are in uniform. However, for essay, it's a quiet guardian, right? They want humility and readiness, not ego. You hear me there? Humility and readiness, but not the ego. So when you answer their question, that's what you want to bring across to the plate. Humility with readiness. And they want to understand that when you ask them that, okay? You guys get that ACE notice, say, hey, you get invited to the ACE, right? It's not an acceptance at all, but you got to start understanding what the ACE event is about. You need to understand about how to answer questions that are based upon ethical judgment, accountability stories, team conflict, integrity, mission first thinking, stress decisions. Those are all there. You cannot wait until the last minute to start getting ready for the ACE. Now, for my coaching program, the minute you get the notice from the ACE, if you want my help, you notify me the same day. Don't wait around to 3 or 4 days before your ACE. That's just going to be hard for you. Here's the biggest mistake I hear from people who don't pass the ACE. I hear it all the time. Who don't pass the interview all the time. I wish I would have started prepping earlier. Now, I'm not saying with me. I'm saying this. You need to start prepping as soon as you get notice you can go down to the ACE and do the interview, right? That's when you start getting ready, okay? You start prepping now. You don't wait until the day before or week before, oh, I gotta get ready now. No, the day they tell you, the day you get ready. If you delay, here is how your interview is gonna fail you. You're gonna have weak structures. You're going to have rambling. Rambling is always a telltale sign of somebody who's not ready nor prepared for the interview. You're going to have emotional answers. They don't want emotional answers. They want logic-based answers. Poor ownership. What does that mean by poor ownership? I see it all the time. Poor ownership means that you're answering questions in the we form only. We did this, the team did that. You can't do that. They're asking you, what are you going to do? What did you do here? What will you do? You have to answer those questions as if you're the one in command of that whole situation, and they're seeing what you're going to do in the situation. And the aggressive tone, you can't go in there like you're Mr. John Rambo or Mr. Aggressive guy. It's not going to work. The last one here is what kills so many people in the interview process. They have these shallow examples. No. This is the key to my coaching. I teach you how to use your life events, how to answer it in depth, get down there to the real facts of what happened to your life, so you can explain it to this panel so they can say, you know what, I understand that. And then we get you down to the point where they ask you counter questions to your answer, you can answer it effectively. Why? Because I'm grilling you the whole time myself in my coaching program. So nothing they give you is going to come as a surprise. You're going to say, oh, wow, Coach Mitch did this, whatever, right? This is why. Now, I'm glad you got invited to the ACE. I'm glad you got invited to the super interview. But do not celebrate too early. It's just an invitation. That's all it is. ACE can move you faster, but it can also expose your weak preparation faster as well. Start now, stay sharp, protect the opportunity, and continue the mission. If you want help with this, go down to my links below, get into my coaching program and my calendar. I'll show you how it's done. Take care, you guys. Coach Mitch. Bye-bye.